clearly identified their strengths and weaknesses. But if I were in Turkey's hands, I also would not let the Lulu go through, purely because Kira has shown a greater proficiency on that champion than any other. Well, that is, my opinion, his strongest performing mid lane champion on the Rift.
Well, Elise has been banned away the second time round here for Turkey. They have the option of either the Lulu or the Malphite if they want to stick to the same bans. Otherwise, we'll see what happens here. It's now the Star Ladder with their final option. I hope they ban Italy, so they spell bin. I don't know why. Biff, no problem. Fiora going to be banned away. Smurf getting rid of it.
You're putting too much investment into the spelling. But this is also a departure now for the CIS. It means Rumble is up and available. So if they banned Lulu now, dare CIS to play Malphite, they can run Rumble into Malphite and be very comfortable and very happy. So the fact that CIS changed means Turkey have more options.
Yeah, that's why I'm really not happy about it, because Fiora's actually okay into Malphite.
Yeah.
And so, like, if they could have left that ban the Rumble still. Ah, Lulu has been let through. This is... both of these guys, I think, have made big mistakes, because the thing about Rumble into Malphite, if Malphite goes in too hard, Rumble cuts off the rest of the team, and they just can't walk down the red carpet, and then you just take care of the Malphite.
The one thing that it does also allow somewhat for the Turkish squad, you know that Rek'Sai is going to be up and available, and you know Dimashka has proven to be very weak or not Elise. So, because CIS have prioritized the Lulu, it could allow Crystal now to lock in Rek'Sai, get the next sort of top tier strong jungler, and force Dimashka to play maybe the likes of Lee Sin if he wants to try and match the early game strength.
Well, does Crystal go back to something like the Kindred? Really mix it up? Change
I hope not, because he sucked. It was not good.
Okay. There is a reason he picked it once, and they lost, and then he didn't pick it for the rest of the tournament.
That's a very good point. Looks like Rek'Sai is going to be the option here, and Cassiopeia is locked in. Riddle me that.
Well, that is interesting. A blind Cassio. Now, this is where I'm reminded that it was a blind Cassio for Fnatic against TSM at MSI, and it went top lane. I don't know why that memory comes to mind, but Lee Sin, obvious response, gives you your early game. You've got all the safety but no damage, really, from the CIS squad. And Naru, if he is very comfortable in this Cass, it could also be a bait, or a challenge to Kira, who's not had a good laning phase really at all this tournament.
This is now really dangerous for the Turkish lineup. You all of a sudden have a Lulu and a Tahm Kench to keep Lex on Tristana 100% safe if she's not already safe enough. Lee Sin kick is a very good disengage tool. It's very overlooked in that regard. People think of the flashy plays like flying in, kicking someone into your team. Also really good at just standing on top of your AD carry and booting people away, along with that buster shot. So right now, they have a really good siege comp, a really good catch comp because of how they've set up. And the pressure is on the Turkish lineup to get some hard engage in there somewhere.
Yeah, I would really like a Leona to jump on what will most likely be a hyper carry. Tristana, if it's not picked away for Lex. Yes, they could also turn towards Jinx, which we've really not seen a whole lot of this tournament. The Janna, I think, is a terrible idea.
Yep.
Terrible idea.
Well, Lex is going to immediately lock away the Tristana. I was going to ask, like, Holy Phoenix, why doesn't he just pick up the Tristana himself? But don't want to go there.
Well, they don't want to scale. This is the thing. Turkey has proven that their successful recipe is to get the early game rolling, pick winning lanes. Cassiopeia, winning lane. Lucian, winning lane. That's why I don't like the Janna. Technically, she does win you a lot of lanes, shuts down a lot of aggression. But when they've already locked in a nullifier like Tahm Kench, you need something that puts pressure on the AD carry and can let Crystal gank for you.
Now for CIS, they've shuffled through a number of champions. Yes, a Rumble would deny some of the top lane power that Thaldrin could bring to the table, but I think I'd prefer to see the likes of a Shen or something a bit beefier, something a bit more of a front line. They hovered a cannon as well, which I think would also be great. Allow you to kite, peel backwards, keep buying time for Lex to find the targets that he needs to. And it's been a few days since the CIS have tried to protect the AD carry comp. The synergy is working up, the calling is working better as well. So let's see if they can correctly position.
Yeah, it's a good point. I do like the Rumble for the fact that, Lulu doesn't offer all that much damage herself, so adding an extra damage threat onto the map makes a lot of sense. You're taking a little bit of that reliability off Lex, but Thaldrin's saying, all right, Naru, you can have the Cassiopeia. I'm going to play Riven in the top lane, and we're going to have plenty of damage all over the Rift.
So this was my problem with the Rumble, is that the only time Rumble was seeing competitive play in the LCK, which was when Riven started to come back, was into Rumble. Like, this was the original matchup where Smeb would every single time take it into that top lane and just do brutal, brutal things with it. Especially with the change to Hex Drinker against double AP. And it's just such a strong pick right now.
There's also the fact that Tholdren has intimate knowledge of both of these champions. These are his champions.
He owns them?
Yeah, basically. That's
Now, with the exception of the top lane matchup, I think the rest of the lanes are actually very comfortable for CIS, and this incredibly short-range composition from the Turkey team, I think can get bullied and pushed around. Lee, Lulu, Trist, Tom, they can deal with the threats that Lucian and Cassio are going to bring out on the assumption they can dodge the Petrifying Gaze and that Riven is not an absolute monster. So I like CIS's chances the moment they get out of laning phase.
100%, and this is what I said about the Fnatic EDG game at Worlds. EDG outdrafted Fnatic, and this is what CIS has done right here. They've put together a really strong team comp. There's one win condition, and that's Crystal gets into Tholdren's lane and sets up a split pushing threat and just tears it apart at the streams. Because if not every single person from the CIS team is together, then they can't execute on what is their win condition, and Riven is the perfect pick to be able to do that to a team.
Well, we'll see whether they can do it. We are about to hop onto the Rift, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 4. The CIS trying to find a foothold in this series, and I have a feeling that if they win this game, that momentum may carry them forward to that reverse sweep that everyone wants. We always want the 5 games.
Especially because the CIS team will be representing the IWC regions in LA. If they take the victor of the 1v1 and they're able to reverse sweep the team that was the heavy favorites, and that is a gigantic message that they truly were the strongest team in attendance. And for a CIS region that has not truly seen success since Gaming Gear in 2013, it is a big step up, but they're 2 games away from actually achieving that sort of infamy.
Certainly is a little bit disappointing at IWC I don't believe winning a game at IWC-T.
No,
and
not
then
so much.
to burst into the IWC-A after a disappointing day 1 is just fantastic for this team, and you can tell that they really have come together. They're communicating phenomenally. Their map movements have been great, as well as their control of objectives in winning games. It's just whether they can get through that first 15 minutes unscathed.
I just want to talk about the fact that they lost these first 2 games as well, because it shows so much morale boosting that obviously they're doing together in order to get their heads back into it for game number 3. Because often, you know, you'll go down 2 games. How do you pick yourself back up from that?
What I also like is the adaptation in the 4th game of the series. I feel like CIS have outdrafted Turkey's team in the big picture. There are a few small weaknesses that Damashke could help Smurf out by visiting that lane and trying to prevent Tholdren from getting ahead, but I like what the rest of the team comp can do. Whereas Turkey, they've bounced back from, a defeat and, a pretty heavy-handed one, and they've gone a completely, different direction, 180 degrees. This is either going to be a mad scientist or just mad.
Yeah, they certainly have given them something else to look at, and I agree with you. Purely because Lee Sin kind of is the same theory behind Elise with... Lee Sin's got like this great up to level 6 and then kind of falls off, and then 1 kick will win you the game. Some aggression in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Halingale comes through, piercing Lad again. They've changed their focus over to Lex.
Wow.
As he's jumping on top, the explosive shot's there, the flash forward from Demonko, but not going to find the tongue lash. Explosive shot onto both members, but man, a lot of aggression. 2 for 1 summoner spells traded, definitely in favor of the start ladder region. But what I was going to say is that, oh wow, Crystal, please. Yeah, well, he's found Damashke. He's in a bunch of trouble, has to get away. Rek'Sai able to get the Prey Seeker, but not going to find too much more.
That Lee Sin should be able to do to top lane what Elise would have done, but was banned away for a Naru.
Oh, first blood to Kira. What the heck was that damage from the Glitterlands? Thunderlords
Yep.
does a bunch of work.
Able to get in there. The first time I saw it was actually when Zach was playing it. It just does so much damage, and now Demonko wants Dumbledore.
Yeah, they're looking for an exhaust down into Holy Phoenix. Turns around and auto-attacks a minion, but Lex trying to stack up this explosive shot. Not going to get there. The Storm was doing work, and they're taking some minion damage. Demonko now.
Oh, he's in a lot of trouble. He'll burn.
Now gets another one. Relentless Pursuit comes through. One more auto attack. Flashes out of turret range, but in range of the Catfish. And he'll pick up the kill.
That was a beautiful flash, but an overcommitment from the CIS region. They wanted to get something done in this bottom lane. They've been winning, losing lanes, honestly, a lot of this series, but went too far.
And Janna into Tristan is so good. Crystal is looking for Lex. The Prey Seeker finds a target. There's still a flash available. Lex is going to get the bomb onto Holy Phoenix, but it's Dumble Doge that's tanking up the turret. He gets away with his life. One more Prey Seeker. Will it find the target? Crystal winds up. He aims. He misses!
A little bit disappointing from Crystal, but they still get a lot of pressure in that bottom lane. Kira, though, after a very disappointing first couple of games, is in trouble.
That's another Thunderlord's polymorph on Naru, though. Gonna stop that one. This is a brutal mid lane.
Well, that pressure from Naru onto Kira forced him to miss the siege minion. They're relatively even for now. Dumble Doge going to back away with Holy Phoenix, and with Holy Phoenix picking up the kill, that's going to make that life even more difficult.
I love when Rek'Sai's do this. Absolutely no use of the blue buff in the early game. Give it over to Naru, who's been spamming abilities, wants to win the lane against Kira, and now has one more piece of equipment to be able to do that.
And it also accelerates the Cassiopeia passive stacking over and over. So that's a decent start here for the Turkish team, despite Naru giving up first blood.
He's still going for it.
Down. He's looking for it. Thunderlords again. Polymorph comes through one more time. Damashke is there to help out Kira. Naru, he's not deterred after that first blood at all.
Looks really comfortable in the lane, actually, even though he wasn't expecting the burst damage that came out of the Lulu. Now that he's been able to settle a little bit, still farming up relatively well. We'll see whether he's able to swing the lane back in his favor, because Cassiopeia, she's kind of that all-in champion once again. You need to be able to get ahead with her. Otherwise, only really good when people are coming into you. Very hard to impact the team fights going forward with that ultimate.
And I think if you're star ladder in CIS right now, then slowing the game down a little, farming up safely is what you're looking for. This is not what you want. You don't need to take so much harass and damage in lane, because once you get to the roaming sort of mid stages of the matchup, the Buster Shot, the Dragon's Rage will deal with the threats coming at you. But the problem is they're just hemorrhaging too much too early.
There's another exhaust in the bottom lane. Dumbledore's looking to help out, but he's tanking up the turret. They kill it. Lex is going to die. Dumbledore picks it up, and now Demonko has to struggle against two members. Holy Phoenix has the shield. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Crystal's trying to find Smirch. There's the flash. The Wind Slash comes in. Flash out of the equalizer from Thaldrin. Wind Slash, I don't think, is there as Damashke is coming in. Wants to get the kill back on Thaldrin. Flashes over the top, picks it up with the Sonic Wave, and now the junglers are battling. Damashke, with the help of a couple of minions, it's not going to fall down, but it's a 1-for-1 in the end.
Yeah, but he needs to get into the turret. Otherwise, Thaldrin, with the teleport available, going to be able to TP in. He picked up the kill, where it was Damashke on the side of CIS. And we said, if Riven can get rolling in this matchup, it really plays with what CIS are doing.
That's a BF sword picked up with an extra longsword. He's got a lot of damage.
Oh, so does Kira, in fact.
Yeah.
Now, this is one thing that will help CIS withhold. Wow, Kira's flash forward.
Yeah, the Ignite's ticking down. Naru in trouble. One last auto attack, and Kira is 2-0 in this lane on his own.
By the way, this settles the question of what should have been banned. Malphite or Lulu, 2-0 in lane on a player who has not won a single lane this entire series.
Yeah, 100%, and now 2 levels ahead. That's a level 7 to a level 5. He can come back in lane, is going to reverse off the turret and just continue to bully.
Well, Holy Phoenix is now in the top lane. They're reversing this one around, of course, trying to get as much standing gold on the map as they can. Thaldrin's waiting here. He's just going to back away. No ultimates hit so far.
Yeah, he doesn't have his ulti. I was going to say, with it, maybe he could have actually one-shot that level 4 Lex, but plays it safe instead. Recalls and instantly TPs to lane to defend, I suppose.
I feel like he could have just teleported. They probably wanted to pick up another potion or something. Smurf underneath the turret.
Wow.
He's dead. Holy Phoenix picks that one up. Dumbledore, he's fantastic at picking up turret aggro in dives.
Yeah, 100%, and able to balance that very well. It meant that Holy Phoenix could go aggressive whenever he wants. Thaldrin absorbs the big wave and is in a very safe farming lane, and all of a sudden they can push down another turret.
Thaldrin in the 1v2, trying to do what he can. Picking up farm where it's available.
And this game may never get to the team fighting skirmish phase, because Turkey have already put themselves very far ahead with Riven, who's going to pull a lot of resources. And the moment CIS try to deal with that Riven, it's going to open up other lanes for Holy Phoenix and Double Dodge to push down.
Holy Phoenix has twice the gold of Lex.
Yeah.
He legitimately is twice as rich as the AD carry on the other side of the map.
And it's
Right
insane.
now, no one can go near this Lucian. He is a complete monster.
It's night and day from last game as well, considering it was the same matchup.
And it's not like 500 to 1,000. This is 2,000 to 4,000 gold right now between the Tristana and Lucen. This is how much the game can snowball in the early game.
Gigantic differences. Naru's being bullied really, really heavily, though. So as he's being pushed around, there's going to need to be some resources thrown his way. Because this Cassiopeia, again, very, very short range, going to be very reliant on finding good petrifying gazes, or the ability to chase down with those twin fangs.
Yeah, but I feel that this is, once again, where Turkey understands it, because they put the Lucian back in the bottom lane and leave Naru in a safe lane. As soon as this goes down, oh, they're going aggressive.
Yeah, Kira's looking for it. Naru still struggling to deal with these glitter lances.
So as soon as this turret falls, whichever lane Smurf goes to, because he was grouping, Naru can very successfully go there, because Rumble is telegraphed in his damage. He drops the ult and then flies at you. You can just petrify, engage, walk away. And they allocate farm much better than what we've seen out of the CIS region.
Well, Holy Phoenix wants to just put the entire Turkish team on his back. 76 CS, and with the Janna shields pushing down that tower. It's a little bit of support coming from all directions. This could get very explosive. Kira has got the wild growth available into Monko. He's looking to gobble up Double Doge. He's lost the support of the rest of his team. Grey Help is available, and the rest of the CIS team are backing away.
Double Doge just seems to know where he can stand. That looks dangerous from the outset. Holy Phoenix completely out of mana, but they're trying to siege this one down. There's the equalizer. Holy Phoenix able to use the Relentless Pursuit. Naru gets tagged by the Sonic Wave. The ult comes out, no stuns to be found.
With double psych. Smurf was waiting for Naru to pull a trigger and peeled away just before.
So able to repel the siege, but you can see that Holy Phoenix right now, wherever he goes, is going to attract a lot of attention. Thaldrin, you're in trouble.
He's fighting Smurf. Blade of the Exile comes out. He's trying to use the Broken Wings to get out of there. Flame Spit is down, though. Tries to turn it. Does get the stun. There's the Bella. Can he turn this one? No! Smurf picks it up. A bit late in the turnaround, I think.
Ironically, if that BF sword had been a Hex Drinker, I think he would have won the fight. Has just completed the itemization now. And that's going to allow Thaldrin to continue to duel, but a small window of free farm for Smurf to close that
He
gap.
had no right winning that, though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But look at Holy Phoenix. Essence Reaver already completed.
Oof.
And this is going to come down to whether or not Holy Phoenix can spread the damage across multiple members. Because if he's unable to, I think Kira's just going to wild growth whoever Holy Phoenix is targeting and then try to peel away that way.
And Kira is still 2 levels up on Naru. Naru has one job, and that is actually to be a peeling force, kind of how you would play Kennen as a support. Sit on top of Holy Phoenix, make sure if anyone dives in on that guy, that you have the Petrifying Gaze available. The problem, no one wants to dive him. They just want to put out consistent damage from range, and this is where this mid-range composition will come into trouble, as you're speaking about.
Well, they're going to take down this dragon. Crystal secures it with the smite. Demonko tried to lick it to death. Not going to quite get there over the wall.
Again, we see Damashka really favoring that trackers. Not wanting to invest more gold into a Sightstone, but he's also gone for the Warriors. So Warriors versus Crystal Cinderhulk. There's going to be a little bit of a ticking time bomb in terms of frontline utility. And Lex has found Holy Phoenix.
What? That crit did a lot of damage. Piercing Light finds Lex as well. 2v3. Not too worried about it. He was looking for the culling, but doesn't get it out. But man, can't be in a lane against that guy. Bring everyone, I think. Bring everyone.
Warrior's Dead Man Blade is actually a really cool build on Lee Sin right now. It gives you some tankiness, as well as being enough of a threat that people no longer ignore you. The problem with Cinderhulk Lee Sin is you kind of just disregard it unless you can line up a really nice kick. So Holy Phoenix will still have to respect Damashka's damage, as well as the execute potential. And Crystal, as well as Damashka, are both in this bottom lane, because they know that's where the pressure is.
Holy Phoenix just playing frontline Lucian. There's the culling. They have to stop Lex from dying to just that one ability. Now the inner turret is getting aggressed on Demonko, uses the exhaust. Smurf's finding his way in, looking for the equalizer. Demonko in a bunch of trouble. That equalizer placement was decent, but the wind slash does a bunch of damage. Tholdren with the shield, multiple shields.
And once again, Holy Phoenix's state of mind to position himself up into the jungle. He knows that there's eyes on Lulu. She's not rotating down, gets away from the equalizer, and is just able to unload onto the whole of the Star Ladder region.
Turkey take themselves the tower in the bottom lane after successfully pushing away the CIS region. Use their numbers to their advantage, and you know, if they wanted to, they could group and push down this mid-outer turret.
And is this the fact that they need Kira against Holy Phoenix at the moment? Move him into a similar lane just so that the strong people are in the same lanes, or does he just need to keep keeping Naru down?
This is one of the things that the CIS team doesn't do great. Their smaller number skirmishes in the 2v2s, 3v3s, hell, even in that 4v4, because they're behind and because their team comp is better together, they will get bullied a little bit. And that's what we're seeing, because Holy Phoenix is so far ahead and the threat from Belgium is so big, CIS have to give them a very wide berth. Now, CIS need to slow down. If they can continue to wave clear with Kira, they can start to make up some of the weaknesses that they found themselves in. But it's still a very long time before their comp is going to become fully operational.
Yeah, and it's kind of the catch-22. Do you let the Cassiopeia catch back up to have a wave clearer in the lane? Or do you cede a lot of the pressure that you've gained and move back to trying to teamfight, trying to shut it down? Right now, I actually think making a much better decision, as Lex has to jump into Monko's mouth to get away. No, they cancel.
I think it timed out, actually. This could be trouble, because Turkey's going to chase down. Lex is going to rocket jump forward, and Monko will just gobble him up, get the movement speed and back away.
Yeah, so right now, Kira is the strong point in the team, you're right, but if he groups, that means that Naru just does this. Doesn't rotate necessarily too quickly, can pick up an extra minion wave if he wants to, and their siege still isn't fantastic because of how strong the culling is of Holy Phoenix.
But look at how Kira can deal with Holy Phoenix when he finds him and get some of those abilities down.
That's a lot of extra damage.
I mean, Holy Phoenix should probably just cull and then run away.
Yeah.
Not even worth the risk, in fact. So CIS will take the second tower of the game.
I actually think that's a little bit too cautious for me. As soon as Kira ran up to the lane, he should have just got the culling in his face. Like, there is no way right now that he is stronger than Holy Phoenix. Sure, he is ahead.
Oh, Tholdren looking for the all-in on the Smurf here. Blade of the Exile is down. Wind Slash available. Smurf doesn't have the Zhonya's. Flashes out. That was sexy. Tholdren wins the 1v1.
And always respect Ribbons that can play without the Hydra coming in there, can auto-cancel himself, make sure that he has enough time to nail all the skill shots as well as back out. Really well played by Tholdren, and we said if this team can't group, they can't win. And Tholdren right now can just continue to split push.
Exhaust down onto Kira. Crystal looking for the knock-up. 3 members of Turkey hanging around, with Kira still being aggressive.
Double Doge does the do-si-do, does the circle.
The do-si-doge. Tholdren, he's not going to be able to escape this one. Demarche picks it up with the resonating strike.
Stuck around too long in that top lane. Feeling maybe a tad stronger than he needed to. Look at the bottom lane though. Lex is about to get jumped on by Holy Phoenix. That's an early buster shot. The culling's coming out. Lex is going to try to turn it around, and that was just too simple.
Yeah, Lex had one choice though. He couldn't run into the culling, so he tried to fight. In the end, Holy Phoenix with that Light Slinger passive is going to be too strong. And you see that as long as they're separated around the map, as long as Kira is not with that AD carry, there's just no answer to the individual raw strength of the Turkish members.
Well, Eye of the Storm now on Naru. A little bit more staying power here in the mid lane, especially with Crystal hanging about. Void Rush was used to get back, and Tholdren now makes his way back towards the top lane as well. Kira, there is so much on your shoulders. The 1v1 Lord himself needs to try and make something of this game.
And interesting to see Holy Phoenix first item is going to be that rapid fire cannon as opposed to the Shiv. I think this is going to help compensate for the short range comp. It's also going to allow them to push down those towers just a little bit more. Use the strength to set up in front, fire a shot, peel backwards, and rinse and repeat to start knocking over this tower. So a small adaptation to itemization that I quite like on the preseason patch.
Yeah, I think this is Holy Phoenix's build. He seems to favor the single target damage as Kieran now big trouble.
Yep, Spooky goes to the Zephyr there as well. Holy Phoenix does have the culling available in about a second. Damashke is going to find Crystal. A bit of a jungle battle. The knockup is going to be there. Resonating strike, though, and he just waited too long. Holy Phoenix now trying to get the work done. Lex is here, has a shield. Sonic Wave tagged him somehow. Turns it over. Culling's there. Damashke is dead. Can they get any more on the side of Turkey? Meanwhile, Thaldrin, Kira, so much trouble. The shutdown for Holy Phoenix. As the Relentless Pursuit gets him the wrong direction. Probably wanted to be more aggressive. Can he get it? Relentless Pursuit, triple kill. Quadra, is it going to get delivered? Lex, is he going to get cut off at the pass? Holy Phoenix coming in. Cancels, gets over the wall. And will survive.
I actually take it back. There was no kick. Damashke just committed suicide. He literally jumped in with nothing available.
But he hit the Q, man. He hit the Q. Gotta get in there.
He used it to pick up the kill and then was stuck in the river without able to support the team. And there we go, the skirmishes. They don't layer their abilities effectively. They weren't grouped. In Turkey, 6,000 gold up. They're on the cusp of winning the series 3-1.
And I just want to give a slight update on gold. We said that Holy Phoenix, good equalizer.
Yeah, Naru in trouble now as he does have the pension. Nope. No, he don't. He didn't. And he's dead.
So really nice play there actually for Smurf to cut off the retreat.
Excellent.
Yeah, but he's still 4,000 gold up is what I was getting at. Holy Phoenix still has 4,000 gold more than the other AD carry.
And despite all of the lane problems that Naru had, he's even on gold with Kira, thanks to 5 towers being secured.
Global gold, man. It'll do it. So Turkey ahead by about 5,000 gold, so Holy Phoenix's advantage one more time is what separates these teams.
But there's still a really good chance for CIS right now because the map is slowly shrinking. There's not really many other places for the Riven to be able to split push down unless it wants to sit at base turrets. The rotations become much easier as you get those home guard boots able to run in and out of base. So if they can continue to farm up, there's still a window.
Oh, there's the culling. Kira not going to take any of it. But Ardent Blaze comes down. Holy Phoenix dodges out of the way. What's that little ants?
And the thing that the Turkish team can rotate around towards is going to be that Baron. Yes, it's going to be more difficult to take the towers, but I feel if they can pull the Turkish team into the river or the pit and then start a fight, that's a great way for Turkey to win the game. But they need to avoid a game-changing equalizer.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. But the one guarantee about Baron is the other team is going to bring 5 members. What does CIS want to do? They want to have 5 members together. So unless they control vision beautifully, which is so hard against these sweeping lenses that everyone is picking up, it's going to be very difficult to execute on.
Well, you can see already vision okay around that Baron pit. Scrying Orb was in fact used just to make sure that no one was hanging out. Turkey not going to be able to take that one down. Starlight are actually keeping up as far as that vision is concerned.
Yeah, the observers were just toggling between the vision, and CIS have managed to get some slightly, interesting wards around the fringes. You know, the river ward near the top bush, so it's going to give some early indication towards movement, but look at how TCL are clearing it out. Placing the pinks they have, using the sweepers they have available, because once TCL are then in the dark, you force CIS to make a play.
And if there's a champion you don't want to face, Chefs, it's going to be the Cassiopeia. So we'll see whether this is how they really want to play this one out. Spooky goes.
Well, look at the tower. It's being dropped. Holy Phoenix will commit to a few auto attacks. Ignite is on. The Glitterlon slows him down. Respawn flashes forward and melts him. Now Crystal's caught on the wrong side of the river. Not going to get chased though. CIS will be content with the kill and the shutdown.
That will mean they also get to push some of these lanes out. Start to reset the map back into their favor. And just not quick enough on the ultimate there, Naru. Couldn't save his AD carry's life.
And the flash was so aggressive from Smurf there, exactly what he needed to do. Damashke moving aggressively up this lane. They will take the inner turret as well. Crystal makes his way around. Double Doge is there. Nice double knock-up. If only there was a Yasuo. Devour onto Smurf.
Very important to note, almost all of the ultimates are still available for the CIS squad.
Well, Holy Phoenix now back alive, making his way down that lane. Almost has an infinity edge on top of that Essence Reaver and the rapid fire cannon.
And that's when Lucian really takes off. He's great at 1 and 2 items, but the 3 item spike he gets out of IE just because of how his passive works is always where he's going to be the strongest in the game. And they have started up the Baron.
Look at the mini-map. Smurf and Kira are so far away. Turkey has been forced back. Holy Phoenix is looking for Demonko. That's an early flash from the Catfish, but all of a sudden CIS are split.
Yeah, they've split them all. There's the culling. Holy Phoenix takes a lot of damage, but Kira, oh, the devour from Demonko. Guys, Tom Kench. Oh my goodness, Smurf though, the equalizer's in an okay spot, but he was out of position.
Double Dose secures the kill, and that's a member they can't lose, and the ultimate they can't use, because all of a sudden, Baron is opened up.
Oh, nice rhyme. They are going to start this one off. Holy Phoenix does a lot of damage to this one. It's going down fast. 21 seconds, teleport is available. Damashka, does he have the steal? No. He doesn't, as Crystal locks it down. Damashka though, oh my goodness, Naru with a lot of damage. Holy Phoenix picks up the kill. Demonko rocking a hard place, I think. It's a double kill now for Holy Phoenix. He wants another Penta, I think. He's just chasing everyone down. He's not going to get one though, because Smurf is, of course, just respawning.
But that means that they now have a way to siege. We mentioned so short range. Rapid fire cannon, that solves some of the issues, but the wave clear was still there. All of a sudden with Baron up creeps, they're going to be able to go back, pick up that big shot, and then start pushing out lanes. Oh, Kira.
Oh, this is scary. It's a lot of damage on Holy Phoenix.
Oh, what? Almost turned it around.
That's just
unnecessary.
Ambitious,
yes.
is what I was going to say, but unnecessary works as well. Only for a red buff. They give it back over regardless, and now they lose a lot of time on that Baron buff.
Well, the thing is, what I really like from the Turkish team, they have played around their strengths very, very well. The moment Holy Phoenix won that lane with Double Doge, the whole TCL squad is keep moving him around, and they've just used him like an arrow. Lead the way and we'll follow. Infinity Edge with the Essence Reaver and the Rapid Fire Cannon. Add into the account the Zeke's Harbinger and the Eye of the Storm. Holy Phoenix is set up to get another pentakill just because of how far ahead he is.
Yeah, 100% agree. And this is what the CIS team needed to do in Game 1 when Lex had that advantage. You saw they rotated Holy Phoenix up top. They got him a kill. They got him another turret. They take him mid lane. They just keep using the strong part of the map. And that guarantees farm for people like Doldrin, like Naru, who even though they were... Doldrin had a good laning phase, but wasn't great. They're so far ahead of their counterparts just because of how much pressure Holy Phoenix puts on.
Yeah, and look at Naru now as well. 20 CS in the lead. This is exactly what you spoke about, Spawn. It's the fact that there were just too many other threats that he's managed to claw his way back.
Good luck wave clearing. With Ribbon split pushing and teleport available, Lulu is your most farmed member, and now she's in trouble.
Possibly caught out as Naru's looking for more. Man, that is... The Thunderlords does so much damage. Like, I'm only just getting used to it.
And you see that Doldrin's still in the bottom lane. They don't have an answer. They haven't all game. They just wished it didn't get to this point. Smurf has to go down there. Honestly, can probably drop the equalizer, but is in real threat of being dove at every turn.
Doldrin just being a menace here. The 1-3-1. See whether any of these inhibitor turrets are going to go down. Oh, that's Zeke's Harbinger. Even more damage for Holy Phoenix.
Now, the one thing that CIS could do is if they get Lulu with Kira and Damashki on that Lee Sin, speed up the Lee Sin and find a priority target. That's the only way to make this stop. But once they're being pulled on 3 different directions, that is impossible.
The coordination from this Turkish team as well, making sure that they know exactly where to press their advantage. 2 inhibitor turrets going down. Crystal may get engaged on tunnels his way out. Smurf, though, is in trouble. There's the culling. Uses the Zonyas, but Holy Phoenix just needs 1 double tap. No, the wild growth is there. Smurf's going to fall down in the end to Naru, but it looked good. In the end, Holy Phoenix is going to fall. Devour going to be used. Wind Slash. Oh my gosh, blocked out of the way. Naru kicks back in, kills Kira. How did Could that even happen? They are going to be able to take down double inhibitors, but that was interesting.
This will be the game. No one up to be able to defend it. TCL running away with it.
Damashke trying to land the Qs, but can't actually get in there. He's running around fast. The desperation play from Lee Sin is just hanging out with the Turkish players. Will fall down. Dumbledore on a rampage. Not even entirely sure how, as the last inhibit Nexus turret is going to fall. The exhaust onto the Tristana gets devoured by Damonko, but that's going to be the Nexus falling down. The 3-1 victory to Turkey. They do pull it back after that last loss, but they are looking so good today.
And in the end, it's just the bottom lane that was able to get it done. Holy Phoenix, holy hell, he went nuts.
Ballistic. Dumbledore as well, 4-0 and 8. Not bad Janna performance.
Pentakill in game 2. The absolute destruction in game 4. But I really like, again, just the investment of the map control and the resources from the Turkish team. They are smiling after the victory, but it is bittersweet.
Most certainly is.
They're still 10 points short because of their 1v1 ladder, but what a great